Sure, Texas has speedy receivers. We know this. But why do you guys convert them to defensive backs? Acting like they're supposed to be able to play two-way like Travis Hunter. You guys don't realize that speed is not just everything and it doesn't count for both sides. Sure, it's great to have them, but I'm going to show you a great example why defensive ratings actually matter if you're trying to convert a offensive player that's not a defensive player to the defensive side of the ball. So in today's video, I'm breaking down a lot of stuff and giving you guys tips. Today I'm using Kentucky going up against Texas. Right off the bat, my opponent is doing the copy and paste of what everybody is accustomed to playing based off defense and the cheese meta, which is a double mug defense, which is all out blitz. And sure, based off how you guys are seeing it right now, the coverage leverage is backed off. You should expect that your fastest receiver converted to DB shouldn't get beat deep. Well, also you gotta have to take into consideration abilities. So Kentucky, their receiver, fastest receiver, has, purple takeoff ability. It gives them an extra boost to get more speed off the line of scrimmage. As for his receiver that's matched up based off speed, that's converted to DB, you do expect that they're supposed to be side by side, but no, that's not the case. Now also, the Texas player does not have any defensive rating, so he's not going to be able to play coverage properly. His awareness, his play rec is not great, so just in general, his defensive play ratings is not up to par as what a regular DB should be. And that's why I say never switch your players out of position into another position that they don't play, because the ratings do showcase from time to time. And it's not just based off speed that everybody thinks that this game is catered to. I'm also used to timing these passes. You guys see in my highlights, as soon as the defensive back pedals and turns, I'm throwing the ball already. He's not going to be able to catch up to a full speed player that's already in stride at his top speed to already get to his top speed by spinning around and trying to run with that receiver in a straight line, especially if they don't have a great play rec, play awareness ratings, and in this case a showcase. As you guys seen, I end up scoring. And you guys can do this with any team that has multiple speed players. In this case, I'm using Kentucky. They have another speedster receiver, but he has no abilities. Now, he ended up matching on the defense his fastest players to match up with the fastest receivers on the offense. So, I flipped over the initial matchup from that first touchdown play to the right side, subbed in my second fastest receiver, put him on the individual side on the left side. And you guys are going to see the matchup difference against an actual defensive back, but in this case, he is much slower. Same defense, same everything, same matchup, or same look in this particular case. Different matchups, but you guys are going to see the same exact result. So, right when he turns, I'm throwing the ball. My guy's already beating him. Then he tries to user him, takes him out of position, runs away, and he still gets beat. Now this is when you start to strategize, because they're going to try to take that away. They're going to try to use the same look against the same look that you've been beating him with, and then try to adjust. This is when you have to start doing your adjustments as well. So I end up moving my initial fastest receiver to the slot this time. He still has the matchup to speed adjustment. So now I'm going to start cooking him with double route moves. In this case, because his players is backed off, common sense kicks in, football knowledge kicks in. You want to run a short route and a double route move. Now look at his receiver converted to DB. Look how bad he gets defeated on this double route move. That's why you cannot sub these players in. And I'll do it numerous times with different looks of different receivers and matchups. So you guys see here, another showcase of me beating his man coverage. So he switched to pretty much a two-man under. He uses the D-line to lurk anything in the middle. 3 rushers at best. And now I'm taking this into consideration. This is going to be his next go-to formation because his initial defensive scheme is not working. So this is what he converts to. So this is all learning on the fly. I take little details like this into consideration. So look at all the space I have to the left of me. I could have easily scrambled off. Now, because my opponent is trying to lurk, he's going to try to use a lineman to cover the field. Now, one thing EA done best is that in the past you're able to do this, but now you can't really, use the same players, especially linemen, to play coverage. So I'm going to use this little detail play into my advantage. So very next play, same thing, same play. I route left, try to bait him. Circle gets wide open. Now I'm going to start taking off because he was baited by that. Simple common sense. Because people never change up their things of how they play. So I don't have a scrambling quarterback at starting position. Now, I got hit a few times throughout this game, so the wear and tear system kicks in. This is where I end up subbing in my actual scrambling quarterback. He's not the fastest, but he's a little bit quicker than my initial quarterback. So he has to start adjusting to making sure I don't constantly take off with my quarterback. So this has another thing that he has to worry about. So, same look, both sides of the ball. He's doing the same exact defense, using either side of the DNs to, lurk. Now, of course, he has man press, 2-man under. I know 2 safeties is going to be over top. This is where you can also notice, based off his man shading, if they're inside, underneath, over top. Now, I'm still going to test his receiver converted to DB on the single left side. Watch this curl route. This is why defensive ratings matter. And that's why he has his fastest receiver at DB. Look how bad, just on the curl route, for a 3rd and 10 play, how bad he gets cooked. Yes, people, if you have great receivers against a receiver converted to DB, the ratings is literally going to showcase a separation in that area. That's why you guys should never do this, especially when you're using Texas. They're not going to cover anybody, especially against receivers that have great route running ratings. You guys see it here. So I'm able to pick up the first down. Now, having all that into combination, now we start to strategize a little bit more and bait him. So I'm going to start moving around in the pocket, especially up in the pocket, to bait him to think that I'm going to start scrambling up the middle with the quarterback. Because he's looking around with the defensive end, he's going to end up biting on this play. I give a little bit of time for my receiver to bypass him and throw a lovely touch pass dot. So watch this in motion. So watch him get baited right here. Move up, he steps up, boom, already caught him. He can't really turn on a dime with a wear and tear defensive end to cover triangle who's coming across. And this is why I also implement crossing routes and man coverage. You want to have crossing routes, double route move, just because people literally do not change much in their adjustments. So of course he can't recover from this. I already got him beat. Just got to throw a beautiful dot pass, and that's a touch pass. Difference between him and me is that right here he has a playmaker route. He can throw an easy touch pass, but he doesn't. He throws a bullet pass. And my linebacker is able to play it. And you see a difference when that happens. Now, of course, I was playing zone defense. And, of course, my linebacker played that very wonderful. He looked that very good. But it all comes down to user skill passing. He didn't throw a touch pass accurately. And that's why I was able to pick it off compared to me throwing the pass over his user skills. If I threw a bullet pass, he probably would have picked me off with his lineman. Now right here, I want you to pay attention to that same linebacker that I got interception. That's the right inside linebacker. I'm using the left inside linebacker on this play. He ran this play specifically earlier, which is just a fake motion and pretty much 4 verticals. Watch how my right inside linebacker plays this. Now I was playing pass, only got 3 rushers. And my guys didn't really get faked out on this play action fake pass. This is the difference when you gotta, play pass correctly. If you don't play pass right here, like I did, my guys would have got baited on the run, and he probably would have had an easier pass attempt against my linebacker on this play. But watch how he stays in the zone. He gets to his area. This is basically play recognition. Players react. So he sees that the Titans are veering off to my side, so he knows I'm going to take him. Then he goes back to the assignment. And because my opponent dropped back so far, which a lot of people tend to do online, he's throwing a bullet pass deep down the field. Of course, my linebacker is going to be able to play that. But the way how he transitions in his assignment on that play, that's what you want to see. Now right here, I'm backing up because of course pressure. Now I could have easily took off to the right, but I know for a fact my opponent is using the end. He's not going to catch up to my circle receiver coming across the field on a deep end route to pick off this play. So all I got to do is throw a touch pass, which is going to be over him accurately, and you guys are going to see the results of that. But either way, I could have easily took off because I got a scrambling quarterback, but I took the risk reward because how good I am at making reads and passing. So you guys see a difference. He's like about 5-6 yards away. There's no way he's going to be able to catch up to my receiver with a defensive end. That's a difference when it comes to ratings. Now, of course, my opponent ends up rage quitting right here, but taking a look once again, his wear and tear. Look at that. All his ratings had a negative impact, and that's another thing a lot of people don't take into consideration of how well this mechanic system is done. Now, of course, it's a video game. It doesn't work every single time or represent 100% of the time, but for the most part, it does showcase properly. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's breakdown. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. And I'm out. Peace.